What's up? What's up? What's jam, everybody?
Did we test the mics? No.
It worked, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still listening to the read, and I had an itis. I just gave myself the itis.
Right, because you ate. You're so relaxed and comfortable.
I really ate, and I was just slowly sinking. When you told me to move, I was like, oh.
You look, you ready to take a nap? Long day at work?
No, I didn't go to work today.
Shoot, I did. I took a nap when I got home.
I literally stayed home all day, and I kind of took a nap this afternoon. But
how you take a nap before the show?
I really just gave myself the itis. This is what you know.
That's what canes do.
I'm sorry.
I smell the aroma of the canes.
I didn't eat all day, and that just did me in my. I'm in a good mood, Myron. Don't ruin it. And so I'm still listening to the read.
So you basically high, but you high off food.
I'm high off of cane.
That's all the itis really is. It's really being high.
It's the
in a
food
sense.
high. It's like, well.
But anyways, welcome to another episode of the Hot Spot Podcast. Whenever you're ready to take off your...
I'm about to say the read because I'm listening to it.
You can take off your headphones whenever you're ready. I guess you'll do the show today.
Right.
But I'm Myron. This your boy Myron with TheMindOfMyron, and on side of me not listening to the read anymore is...
Cash.
Ain't nobody tell you to eat right before the show?
I hadn't eaten all day.
You do this often though, so you should be used to this by now.
I know, but you usually get a kid's meal. That was a whole 3-finger combo. I didn't even finish my
You acting like it was a box, nigga.
I ate the bread on the way here.
Did you get it buttered on both sides?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, I think we gave this recommendation before, but if you never...
If you eat at Cane's and you don't bob
them toast.
Butter on both.
And you know, Cane's is already always fresh, but you know they make sure when you
bob
they have to make...
the toast is hot.
They have to go in and redo it.
You might get warm toast, because you know it's warm, they put it in a box, everything else is warm. You get some warm toast on a regular basis. But if you get the bob, that toast is fresh.
I've had people text me and be like...
So now I can't... I be mad when I forget to say it. Because my order is so, it's consistent every time. Get 3-finger combo, extra cane sauce, orange Fanta, no ice. And I have to start remembering to say butter on both.
I always say it. My ex did anything for me. She introduced me to the bar.
Wow.
Because she didn't do nothing else, but she introduced me to the bar. But we are back with another episode of the podcast. And I kind of want to do recommendations first because...
Well, that was my recommendation.
Boo!
I don't have one. Do I have one?
I have one. Let's see. I recommend that...
I do have one.
Go for it.
My recommendation is for everybody to go watch the Black Love documentary that comes on OWN.
On OWN?
Yes.
Is it a series or just one show?
It's a series, and they've already been renewed for season 2. They're only 2 episodes in, but Oprah. So
I've seen I watched a little bit of it, and I was just like,
it's like
I want to watch
black
more.
Couple who are documentary filmmakers. And they're married. They're pregnant.
It's a lot happening. I saw.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of different couples. At first, I thought it was just gonna be celebrity couples, but it's couples I don't know. I'm like, maybe these are some low key celeb people that I don't know.
But I think that might be cool too, though, to have regular couples.
I think it is a mix of regular couples and celeb couples, but the celeb couple just had the same struggles as a regular couple would. It's just different. He's on the road and he's in the industry and all that. But other than that, it's so good. If you ever feeling down, if a nigga hurt your feelings, just go watch. There's hope for you.
It's hope. Okay.
It makes you feel hopeful. Maybe I should stop messing with these ain't shit people, or maybe I should be better in life, like myself.
To find somebody
stop being
better.
ain't shit myself.
It's so hard to do that though. It's so hard. It's not hard, but it's hard to say. It's hard in a sense to be I'm gonna focus on myself and get myself ready. Because while you're doing that, sometimes urges and
stuff happens, and it's easy to slip back into your old habits and what's comfortable.
Right.
But
especially with women. Y'all love something comfortable.
I told y'all I'm in a good mood. Don't do this.
Y'all love comfortable.
But Viola Davis said that on one of her parts, she was like, I told myself I was going to started taking therapy just cause I wanted to be a better person and praying. And then like right after that, she met her husband.
And I saw her story. He was like, he wanted her. He wanted.
Oh yeah, he was
her.
consistent. And someone was in relationships, and he was like, I was in an unhappy relationship, and that was pretty much over. I was like, pretty much.
Did you
so
see
was it like, or was it not? Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
Side note, did you see how John Legend said he tried to break up with Chrissy Teigen back in the day, and she was like, nah.
I believe that. I've never seen that, but I believe
when I read it, I was like, yeah,
I definitely believe Chrissy was like, nah. Where we going?
Right.
Leaving, where we going?
Because he was like, he was busy on the road and just felt he would be better like single.
She's like, nah, you'll be all right.
I'm not doing it.
We'll be good.
My recommendation for this week, I think I'm going to go with, and I said this on Twitter, and I might have said it on this show before, but I want to encourage you to block people.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I say that because...
What do you mean block? Like text message or like social media?
Social media. Like, okay, I say this. If you have somebody that you know it's not good for you, but you keep somehow finding your way...
You said that before. You unblocked the girl.
Shut up.
I do as he says.
Right, but
as he does.
But, right, because you know sometimes we don't take our own advice, but our own advice be real good. But I will say block some people. Like sometimes you need to not see a person to kind of move on from them. Like no, in a sense you can do this, but know that you can go on without this person.
You definitely can.
Right, like it's capable.
I didn't start blocking people to maybe like a year or two ago. I never blocked anybody's number. I never blocked anybody on social media. And I was reading a book. I like to read self-help books all the time. And it was like something about basically blocking people. My friends was like, oh, you don't block people, Cash? Like, what? Are you crazy? Like, my block list is empty in my phone. So it was like something about even if you don't plan to respond to that person or go to their page and look at their stuff, just seeing them kind of brings up something in your mind. And when you don't see their name, when you don't see them text you or Snapchat you or anything, it's like out of sight, out of mind, really. And your day is, you realize your day is so much better because you don't have to realize this person liked my picture. Why are you liking my pictures? Like, or why you hitting me up?
Why you having such a fun time on your Insta story or Snapchat?
Right, like, so when you block them, it's kind of like, oh.
Right, and I don't block people text messages wise, but Instagram and Snap, like, if I find myself doing the most, trying to get your attention or this, and you
right,
not
like
really
I'm trying to do something specifically because I'm waiting on you to watch. I saw a meme the other day and it was like, when it's been 23 hours and 59 minutes and your crush still hasn't watched your Snap story. Like, damn, it's about to leave.
Like, that takes a lot of pressure off of yourself.
It does. It's like, why am I doing this?
We're doing cuffing season next week. I think we should do cuffing season. Because it's about that time.
It's about that time. Woo! It's supposed to be cold this weekend, too.
We got to get a good... We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But, yeah, you said block, but...
That's a good one.
I just realized I know what I want to talk about in the second block. And you're going to enjoy that part, too. Because we have to talk about this.
I'm in a good mood because I just ate, so...
I know. But for the word of the day, we switched it up a little bit. You know, we got the word of the day. And the word of the day this week is...
Flim flam.
Flim flam. Bing, bing, bam, bam, flim flam. One more time.
Flim flam.
Flim flam. It's a couple different definitions of this word.
Flim, is that one word? Is it a hyphen?
It's one word. It's flim flam. And it is one definition. The noun definition is a confident game. Nonsensical or insecure or insincere talk.
A confident game. I like that. It sounds like a book or like a movie about niggas. Like produced by Will Packer.
That does sound, when I just said Will Packer.
Maybe because I just watched How to Be a Player the other night. But it sounds like a new age version of like a confident game, like some nigga shit.
But see, the verb is...
wait, you could do a flim flam?
Yeah, a verb. So it's just say, I flim flammed her out that pussy. So
what? You finessed her.
I swindled her with a confident game.
Wow, that's a nigga. We writing a book. We writing a screenplay. We got it right.
A confident game. But flim flam, yeah. So So
we gotta name the main character Flim. And like tie in Flam somewhere. Like he works at Flam, or he started a company name.
Flam. Okay, we'll figure. She got this idea rolling with it.
It is.
But yeah, flim flam. Swindle somebody with a confident game, and this happens.
So flim flam
this can happen.
Out the drugs.
But I'm saying this can happen a lot of time in our main topic.
Oh, well, definitely.
Right. And we are talking about this week. We are talking about cheating.
Cheaters.
Cheating. Cash, have you ever been cheated on?
Yes.
How did that make you feel?
Sad. I cried in my closet.
How did you wait? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. How did you find out?
This was actually I found out in probably the best way you want to find out about cheating, and that's from the person who cheated on you.
Really?
Honestly, that's the best way.
No, I agree with that,
hurts, but it's better to hear from the person as opposed to you stumbled upon it, or somebody else told you, or you know the person they cheated with. Like, I'd rather hear it from your mouth because that says a lot more about me. It tells me you had a conscience.
Why did they tell you? Like
They felt bad.
And it was like, Cash, I gotta tell you, be honest with you, I cheated.
Well, honestly, like it was a long time ago. It was when I was in high school.
Okay.
So I don't have any experience in my adult life being cheated on, but it hurts the same. So in high school, my high school boyfriend, anybody who knows me probably knows my boyfriend was in high school because we were on and off for forever. But he went on a trip. It was like some type of conference his mom had put him in, like a leadership, something for black boys, whatever. And I thought it was like an all boys thing.
Or you thought about it.
Right. Apparently it was like a, young black people period type of conference. And he went for like a week and he was like, I'm not going to be able to be on my phone that much because his mom was going to be there, which his mom didn't like me. And who doesn't like me?
That's funny.
Like,
you're not right for my daughter. So when he was cheating, she probably was like, yes, my baby.
It was because he was the only boy and the youngest, so I was like, whatever, girl, get over it. Anyway, he went
the mom ain't right because she was probably like, oh, baby, that girl, she cute.
She might have because she was dusty like that, but who knows? Anyway.
Hope the mom don't listen. Or they
he went on the conference and he came back, and I remember like being excited that he came back because high school, and just talking to him. I was like, oh, like I miss you, da 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 da. And he told me, he was like, I have to tell you something, which that's like the kill. Like whenever your significant other says, I gotta tell you something, that's never good.
It's never good.
It's never good news. So he was like, he like made out with a girl and did some things, some high school things, not grown people things, but some high school.
What kind of leadership conference was this? I hope it wasn't church led.
No, it wasn't. But I was like, well, okay, with a girl that he met at the conference, and I was just like, nigga, say what? Like here I am, ecstatic, because I was like, I miss my boyfriend. I haven't talked to him in a week.
I miss you.
Like, what? And the first conversation we have, I'm like all giddy, and he's like he felt bad, and I was in a place where I wanted him to feel bad, so I asked him questions that I knew would continuously make him feel bad, because I felt bad. Hurt people.
So did y'all stay together? Y'all broke up?
We stayed together. But again,
because he told you
15.
probably. True too.
Again,
but I feel like I feel like in that situation though, that is a way to stay together. Like if you tell me that you cheated, it's more.
Yeah,
it is much
like
better.
I said, it's like, okay, you honestly felt that remorseful about it that you couldn't even hold it in.
Right.
Like it's not like you waited months or like,
mm-hmm.
oh, well, I know one back forever ago. No, it was like as soon as he could call me, he called me. It was like, so yeah. I mean, I still cried in my closet for like an hour.
In your closet? Grow up.
I didn't want my mama to hear me crying.
I feel that. You should at least went in the shower or something. But I will say this though. I took a whole bunch of polls for this episode.
I didn't see these posts. Right? You didn't tell me.
Usually you see them. I meant to tell you to retweet these, but whatever. Life happens. Which is my favorite.
I would have answered them. I like to influence statistics.
They're very interesting results. So the first thing we asked Cash is, has she been cheated on? And I asked you guys that too. We had 55 votes. Have you cheated? No, that was have you cheated on someone. We'll get to that. But have you been cheated on? And 47 votes, 74% said yes.
Yes,
that's a lot.
That's the culture that we live in.
If you're gonna be,
people are greedy.
That's true too.
Are we gonna talk about why people cheat? I'm gonna save that.
We're gonna get there.
Okay, I'm gonna save my
we're gonna get there. And that can go kind of into what I want to talk about in the second block, which is that epic battle between Issa and Lawrence. But anyway, we will get there. But I haven't been cheated on. But I will say I have been the side nigga.
You might have been cheating on this girl, ain't tell you.
That's true too. I mean, I ain't been in that many relationships.
Women is good with it.
I haven't been in that many relationships, no. But I will say that I have been the side nigga before, and
how was that?
That is, for me personally.
Did you know you was gonna be the side nigga?
Yes.
So you was okay with it?
I was. It's bad.
Did you grow uncomfortable with it?
Well, I say this after the situation ended. Yeah, I mean, number one, I don't. Karma comes around to haunt you.
Yes, it does.
Karma comes.
Yes, it does.
I feel like this is partially me doing that. Is partially the reason I've not had the best luck in relationships since.
No, because I mean, karma comes around, but it goes away.
It's true.
You don't just sit and hold over your life.
I think it's even worse because I knew the guy.
Oh wow, you ain't shit.
But see, their relationship wasn't like believable.
That don't matter. That was somebody else.
You right. But anyways, I have that. I wouldn't recommend that. Like, if you don't care, I say this. You know, I always say if you're gonna be a side nigga, at least make sure you get some. But
what's the point?
Right, because if you're a side nigga, if you just there for more support, right? You're there for more support.
You're not the side nigga.
Wasting your time. But now, I mean, some people can live their life. I just know it comes around to haunt you, so I'm not going that route.
Did it come back at once where you was just like, this is it, this is what I get for this?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, I'm about to say, what was it?
In my next situation,
okay.
It came back. It came back, and I was just like, look at this. Like look,
no one does.
Like
I deserve.
Right, I do. And it involved the ex coming. It just was.
You deserve.
I just, and it's mad as I want to be. I was like, I did this. Like, it was my fault. I made this happen.
I brought this upon myself.
I did.
You reap what you sow.
So moving on from there. Okay, have you cheated on someone? We both said no, and that was kind of a split. You have cheated on somebody?
You didn't ask me.
Have you cheated on
yes.
someone? Wait, what? You said no, I think, when I asked you this.
I didn't.
Okay.
I said I've been on both sides of the coin.
Why did you cheat?
For a stupid reason. I had emotionally checked out of my relationship.
We're going to get to those things.
But yes, I cheated on someone.
How did you tell them? Like your boyfriend told you? So
that's how I knew I didn't care no more.
To this day, they still don't know?
They don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows which ex I might be talking about.
What kind of cheating? Was it emotional cheat or physical cheat?
It was physical cheating.
Oh shoot, that's rough cheating.
It's rough cheating.
It's a rough cheat.
Cheating is cheating.
It is, but
emotionally or physically, it's the same thing. I think emotional is worse.
We're gonna get into those. We're gonna get into
those.
Oh
my god, we get into a lot.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
more likely to cheat. Men got it. 64%. Better cheaters, of course. Women
Why
got that.
Why is it like that? Men are more likely to cheat, but women are better at it.
I think because men, I say this, and people might disagree, or might agree, might not. I think when men cheat, like the old saying, when men cheat, like men sometimes we just thinking when I meet, trying to catch them all like they're Pokemon trainer, trying to catch them all.
Oh my God.
When women cheat, it's usually with the potential replacement. So
yes.
It's more calculated, more smooth, like it's more feelings involved, I think, than when it's with a guy. Now, sometimes that's not the case, but I feel like.
Well, we're going to get back to that.
Okay, yeah.
When we get into my reason.
We can go there. Let's see, do I have any more? Okay, the main one that can kind of wrap up the first block of this discussion. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And this kind of subject kind of came about because Cash brought it up, and then I did a video with JK Studios and Pretty Me KP, Kitchen Table Talks. Check it out on YouTube. And we talked about cheating. So a big question was, once a cheater, always a cheater. Do you believe that statement?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't think I'd cheat on someone again.
Oh, I forgot because you did it.
That's why I'm like, it changes your perspective. If you've only been cheated on, you're like, well, like, I take him back. Like, who's to say he's not going to cheat on me again? Versus me, I cheated on ex before, But I think if I got in a new relationship, like depending on our dynamic, if I was unhappy, I probably wouldn't cheat. I'd just end it and just move on with my life. I don't think I would cheat on someone again. Just because I was, for the reasons that I did before, I don't think I'd do it again. Like, oh, I'm unhappy. Let me just go find somebody else. I would just be like, all right, I'm unhappy. Nigga, you got to go.
Right. I'll say what I said on Kitchen Table Talks. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't believe that's true. But I believe, like with a lot of things, once you do something once, it allows your soul to be capable and sometimes might have the urge to do it again. I use the example sex. When you don't have sex, when you celibate for a life, it's easy not to have sex because you ain't never had it before. So you don't know that why you might have that desire. You never did it, so you don't truly have the desire because you don't know how it really feels. Mm-hmm. When you do it,
but I don't
it opens up
people cheat because they enjoy cheating. People have sex because they enjoy sex.
I think people cheat. I think some people get the urge of living. Well, I think some people get that urge of living on that edge, like of feeling invincible, thinking they can do whatever they want.
They can have their cake and
eat it too. And I feel some people feed off of that until you get caught. Like as long as you roll until you get caught. That's why I feel like it's so okay. And then if the person you're with, if they're accepting of it, then we have a lot of
guess
those.
I'll just go ahead. Like Kirk Frost and Rashida.
Right, like that's a great example.
She keeps taking it back. He be like, okay, like I can keep doing this. It will be good.
And that's crazy in itself.
Exactly. So I get what you're saying.
But
that makes sense.
So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna get right back into
the deep stuff.
Why people cheat, and a little
how people cheat.
Are you cheating?
Is your person cheating on you?
Is your mama?
Signs.
Is your mama cheating your dad, and that's how you don't look like it? Never mind. Anyway, we'll be right back. And we are back to discuss some cheating a little bit more since Cash is a cheater. She's the expert on today's show.
Hey,
bro, smell to get dealt it. But anyway, so
I'm not gonna hide it.
Let's.
I've never cheated in my life. That is despicable and niggas. No,
I understand. So let's discuss this because I feel like sometimes people don't realize that they are cheating.
What?
I say this because
I got you.
Because sometimes we talked about this on the video as well. People think sex is the only way to cheat, and it's not.
No, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just sex. Now, sex is a big one and probably a lot. It might not be.
It's like the most obvious form of cheating. Like,
yeah, it's most obvious.
You can't deny that. You definitely cheated.
Right. But it's different ways to cheat. So let's talk about something. What's one that come to your head?
Emotionally.
Elaborate. Because when you say emotion, some people don't know big words.
Just like kind of relying on somebody else who isn't your significant other for not even emotional support, or just like compliments. Like if you feel like you gotta go to someone else for compliments or to feel wanted or to feel supported or validated, it's kind of like you cheating emotionally with that person. Like you're not asking your significant other to be that, or maybe they aren't being that, and that's why you going to somebody else. And it's like you stepping out on that person in that way, like you telling all your deep dark secrets to somebody else.
Stranger. Well,
not a stranger, but yeah. Don't have to end stranger for much longer.
Right. I think also a big thing that people don't realize is you can cheat with your time. Like you can cheat strictly off like just who you spend the majority of your time with. Like if you have a significant other, but yet you with significant other A, but yet you spending all your time with B. I mean, why are you not in a relationship with B? Like you have A here, so I feel like time can be a way that people cheat.
Yeah, you spending the majority of your time. Like I think that's how a lot of people. Like I just think of married people. Like when they get in these office relationships with people, like you may be married, but you find a coworker and you always working late with them, or you're always like, oh, we went on a business trip together, and we like you hardly home, but you always at work with this one coworker.
Got an open relationship like Candace and Dro. Anyways, but yeah, time is a big one. I think also you have to watch what you do in relationships at the same time. If you're in a relationship, you should not be sending pictures of yourself to another.
Wait.
The way you communicate with somebody else
What
can
do
be
you
cheating at the same
mean?
time. Like
I
don't.
just checking in, seeing how your day's going. You send them a selfie like that, or like
Yeah, like
sending
certain
them your
things,
ass?
like your ass, your face,
Which is like selfies rather like why you
the lurk eyes too late at night. How you communicate. I feel like another way to cheat, going off on that, you might want to piggyback on that one, but how you portray yourself on social media can be not necessarily cheating, but it can come off as disrespecting your relationship.
Oof.
Which all kind of goes when you check out. Like social media, for example, like if you're in a relationship, I'll give a perfect example. I was talking to this young lady, and I posted a picture at like 11 o'clock at night, and she was like, "Oh, you can take that down." I was like,
"Wait,
I'll tell you what."
Wait, excuse me, bitch.
Right?
Like, she was serious?
Yeah.
No, she was like dead ass.
She says that
she said it in a joking way, but she
said, "Oh, I didn't think you was gonna really do it." But she said after I took it, I really took it down because at the same time, if I'm talking to you, we're like talking, we're only talking to each other. Me posting that picture,
what you posted though?
Me posting that picture,
what you posted? It depends what you posted.
It was just like a selfie, you know.
What was the caption? Cause you be thirsting with the caption.
True, I was like, "Who up or something?"
Okay, well, yeah, you can take that down.
Example. So I'm like,
I think it was like you went out the day before, you just getting around posting your picture. I would be like, it's 11 o'clock, you can post it at any time.
Well, like, if it's 11 to 12,
and I'm
up,
don't you see I'm texting you?
Exactly.
Like,
so
okay.
when I said that, I was just like, we're not in a relationship, but that's who I'm talking to at this moment. So I understood why she was like, why are you posting? Like, why are you trying to see somebody? Like, what you doing? Like
hello, like I must be sleeping. And I would be so petty.
you can set yourself up to cheat. Like you can plant seeds to you don't have to do something, but you can plant seeds.
Fishing.
Right, like
which goes back to when I said to your girlfriends, your significant others know you got on these dating apps.
That's true too.
You setting out you laying the nets. What is it when they catch a lot of fish at one time and they just put out a big ass net in the ocean and just let it sit there?
I don't know. Casting the net, I think.
I don't know. I didn't know if it was a certain type of fishing, but just casting a big ass net. Like I'm gonna open all these different dating apps. I'm gonna post like these posts on Instagram and stuff, and just let my traps lay, and I'm gonna go check all the bladers.
Right, like so.
Like when my girlfriend leave, okay, when I get to bed tonight, I'm gonna go check my Tinder, see what I got. Check this, check my Instagram, see who on the that is setting yourself up to cheat.
Yeah, you can position. You definitely can position.
Like, why are you doing that?
Right, like
why
are
is that considered cheating though?
It's not, but at the same time, it's something that should be questioned.
But we just said last week, if you're in a relationship and you have a dating app or you have multiple dating apps, that's not cheating.
So it's not, but at the same time, you're doing it with intent for something to cheat. Like you're doing it with intent to get attention or something to happen. So. Again, that's the conversation you have to have with your significant other, because if your friend or one of your line brothers or anybody saw your girlfriend on Tinder,
right? Would you react? Would you expect that she's cheating on you?
Yes, I would flash out. Now she was like, it's an old profile, but why they can see you then? Because you shouldn't show up.
Yeah, you wouldn't show up.
Right.
What about? Never mind.
Why y'all a match? Did you like her?
No, he didn't match, but like, what if he just swiped it was like 2 miles away?
First thing a nigga gonna say is, did you swipe right, my nigga? Because that's the problem.
Right, no, I just screenshotted and swiped left. No, because if he swiped right, then that's telling on him like,
right.
Damn, like, my friend, well, that's if they match.
True.
She wouldn't know. It's too much. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, with that, so it's ways to cheat. It's physical, emotional,
casting the net out,
investing too much time, but it's also ways in the cheating arena that you can mess yourself up, because like we said, like just setting up yourself to cheat.
Like you said, what you fishing for?
But just because you didn't do nothing didn't mean you didn't want to.
Like, why you posting who up at 11 o'clock when I'm up? Hello, I'm texting.
I was just like, dang.
You really thought that was a good idea?
I deleted the picture.
I know, but when you posted it, like, I don't know. I like to fake like I'm crazy, so I be like, why are you posting a picture of you smiling on Instagram? Like, like, people don't need to see that you got a nice smile.
Nah.
Delete this. But I don't be serious. That's why I asked, was she serious?
No, yeah. She said she was playing,
right.
but I
no,
think,
she was like,
and I agree.
And it just so happened this was when Instagram was in chronological order, had to be, because you must have popped up immediately.
it was not too long.
Okay, I'm about to say you popped up on her page like, well, hello.
Because you know if you scroll down a little bit, they eventually get.
I would have liked the picture and then texted you.
I will say, well, just kind of moving on from that to kind of a big part of cheating. I'm just shut the hell up over there. They just so loud. But anyway, I never talked this loud either. But anyway, I will say that they're going in. But anyways, I will say a big part of cheating is, I was having this conversation with this girl yesterday on Twitter. She was talking about Insecure, and she was like, why everybody is on Lawrence's side. I was like, well, though I agree.
He was cheated on?
I was like, well, I agree he was a bum for 2 years on her couch. He didn't cheat on her. She cheated on him. Now I feel like
everything that transpired afterwards is why we're not on Lawrence's side. He had every reason to be hurt.
That can go.
But everything, how he handled everything afterwards, we was like, oh, I can't rock with you.
True, and we're gonna get into that a little bit more deeper. But I was saying, should you to kind of think about that, and we're all kind of wanting to see if Lawrence and Issa get back together. Do you think somebody should? I guess it's kind of a two-sided question. Do you think somebody should forgive someone who cheated on them, and also do you think
it depends on the context of their relationship? I will say, Issa did not tell Lawrence, like I said.
In general, not them too.
Well, I'm just saying, like, depending on the context of how it all happened. Now, if y'all was all good, like y'all was, which to Lawrence in that situation, he thought everything was all good, which why I was like, I thought we was in this, which I wasn't. So it depends on the context of the cheating. I hate that it has to go down to that, because some people are cutthroat. They like, oh, you cheated, you got to go. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna forgive you. I'm not like no, and no. But I think it depends.
I think with what you said, kind of works.
Like,
that
I wouldn't have taken me back.
You did it, but you also did not say anything about it. I feel
exactly.
Like
I wouldn't have taken
the first situation where you were cheated on, the guy.
He told me about it.
He told you, I messed up, I made a mistake.
He told me.
That to me is a more forgiving situation. Now, if you getting cheated on and you randomly find out about somebody else, another girl or guy, like, that is a whole different story. And I feel like that's the more common one.
And it also depends on, like, who you cheated on me with. Like in high school, you cheated on some girl he met at a conference versus, like, some girl that go to his school that you're going to see all the time, or that I have to see all the time. And, like, that's a little harder to deal with versus, like, this girl I've never seen. I'm never going to see her. You're probably never going to see her. Versus when I cheated on somebody, like, my boyfriend at the time probably would have never seen the guy or knew the guy at all. But if he would have found out what I did, first of all, niggas not going to take you back.
That's true, too.
Niggas are not taking it back a cheater. Point blank in a period. A woman will take back a cheating man, but a man would never do
and that's why it's
what a
gonna
woman
be,
would do for these relationships.
That's why
y'all
it's gonna
start acting like these niggas. Cut these niggas off.
But my thing is, that's why it's gonna be very interesting on Insecure, because I know that's what I think. I'm like, if a girl cheats on you, it's hard to ever get back with that. But her and Lauren, so I'm wondering.
And then you have Molly's parents, who the dad cheated on Molly's mom, and she took him back.
And you see how Molly acts with one situation and then the other. But we're going to get to that soon. And we're talking about power, because, oh Lord. Anyway, but to me, it kind of, I agree with you what you're saying. Like, I think a lot of women,
we're willing to do so much.
It's like, this girl was like, well, we invest so much in relationships, and we're chronologically and periodically time in our head to stay in these relationships.
Leave these niggas.
But I'm like,
the first sight of impropriety.
Like, you
leave them alone.
You got some people, you got some girls. I mean, you got people in general who will cut their closest friends off if they do something wrong.
Speak on it.
Cut their closest friend off in a second they do something wrong.
You've been friends since elementary school. But the one day she cussed you out, y'all both drunk, she cussed you out, you ain't never want to sit to hug you.
Right. Sometimes, more than likely, they ain't telling you the truth. But you
but
will
a
keep
nigga could dog you out
disrespect
something
you.
serious, and you'll be like,
Keep going.
I mean, we gonna work on it, girl.
I just think that's crazy. Like, and
I never thought about that. That's so true.
I didn't think about it either. But see, what's crazy is that's the situation that I'm kind of in.
Well, no,
that's why I say it though.
This poses an even deeper question for me, and maybe I'm overanalyzing it because sociology. But
shout out to the majors.
Why is it that people are more likely to forgive men than women? Because the way you're setting it up, if your girl, one of your close girlfriends does you wrong, you can't get over that. But if a man does you wrong, you'll work on it. Now, if a guy, one of if his girlfriend do him wrong, she gotta go. But if a guy like, man, it's been my homie, like, he did some fuck shit, but it's all good. Why are people, not just men, not just women, why are people more likely to forgive men than they are to forgive women?
That's a great question. I don't know.
It came to me when I was like, well, hold up now. You might have just did something.
That's a great question.
Like, why do we forgive men? Everybody forgive men than women.
I don't know. Maybe it goes with and I'm just talking. Maybe it goes with, like, I guess
patriarchy.
Maybe the man being the dominant figure. I don't
like,
know.
Kind of like you. I'd say need a man in a sense.
Yeah, because according to y'all, all you need is a dog.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's like I think everybody needs male validation, which I learned that too. Men need male validation, and women need male validation. So it's like, you could cut off all your guy best friends, Myron, but imagine if you had nothing but female friends. You couldn't do it. If you had not a single guy friend. But
what's crazy is that goes to the perfect example. You know why I left the party earlier? Because it's cool, like, the party yesterday. Like, it's cool hanging with your friends as girls, but, like, sometimes you need your wingman there.
Right.
And I was just like
I don't have no wingman.
No, I don't know wingman. Even go, approach them.
Right.
So I just like, okay, I can go home.
You kind of need a guy in your life.
But I think that is, while that is true, but that's crazy now that you think. I think when I was saying that, I was thinking about the situation that I'm going through. But that's a real statement. Like, people will cut their clothes.
We will forgive men more likely than we are to forgive
But you will
women.
keep running back. I'm just saying this in general. Like, you'll cut off one, like that's a deeper subject, which is true. But you will, like, there's a lot of people who can stop being friends with some of their friends for the longest, but they'll keep somebody around who does them wrong constantly, over and over again. And I think you have to look at it like this, like, with cheating, you just, regardless if you love them or not, like, you can't. I don't want nobody to feel like they can disrespect me. Like, that's just me as a person.
That's a man thing.
But I feel like again.
That's a man thing.
I have one thing.
That's a male thing. You don't want to feel disrespected.
People don't like Steve Harvey, but I think a lot of women would save themselves a lot of trouble if they thought like a man a little bit more.
Definitely. I just told y'all like 5 minutes ago. Cut these niggas loose. And it's
so harder than it's hard. We know it's harder than saying that. Like, it's hard to cut somebody off, especially like girls. Girls are deeper. They think about their body counts, or they gon'. That's true. Some girls. That's why they'll still mess with somebody else's man who used to be their man because they don't want to raise their body count. But also just that some girls, especially in our black community,
what your body count is, cut him loose.
That's true too. If in our black community, a lot of people, women too, they still think they ain't gonna never find that person. So when they finally get one and they invest that time,
chances are slim. That's why I say watch the Black Love documentary, because it makes you have hope. You like, okay, there's some good people out of here. It may not look pretty like a fairy tale every time, but it's some good people out here.
And I think what it is that we're conditioned to a lot, especially like we see these cases. A lot of us stay with people because we have this mindset like, oh, I'm in my early 20s. I need to be married by a certain time. I need to have kids by a certain time. But some of y'all have a couple.
Just speaking to the depths of
some of y'all have a couple. But I think we have to realize that we're also.
I was just talking to Nicole about that yesterday at the party.
Oh wow! I'm thinking we're
young.
We're young.
Because you're young, you do not have to be married by 25. You do not have to be settled or know exactly what you want to do or be exactly where you need to be by 30. Like, people don't hit they peak, hit they gusto, they second win until like 38.
And I know and we're in we gotta realize we're also in a different generation. Like we can have kids a little later than our parents could.
Right.
We're living a little longer in most cases.
Right.
So those ideal.
Opportunities.
I don't want to be 40, 50 raising a kid. You can still. You can
be 40 and raising a
50,
kid.
like you're gonna be perfectly fine doing it. Like your time frame. You give yourself.
There won't be so much of a generational gap. Versus like my parents in their 60s, well my dad is in his early 60s, my mom like late 50s, and they don't they don't know about the stuff I know about, versus like my friends who got parents in their 40s and they like, oh, I'm watching Black Ink, like shout out to my kid mama. She watches Black Ink, Love and Hip Hop.
Shoot, my grandma watches Love and Hip Hop. I'd be like, why are you watching this?
Like why do you know this? Like my coworkers who are like 40, 50 years old, they was like, oh yeah, we went to happy hour. Like it's different. So I imagine when I'm 40, 50 years old, I'm gonna be into what's current. Like I'm not gonna be so separated from the youth to where it's like I'm raising these kids and y'all in a whole.
It's not gonna be like,
situation.
oh, your parent trying to be hip. That's just how your parents are.
Yeah, that's like the world we live in.
And I think
we all on Twitter.
We got continued to ways to some convo, but it's real stuff. Like we have a mindset, and I think that helps.
That's why people stay
with people, because I need to do this by this. I need to be married.
Because this is the only person I can see myself with, and it's like plenty of fish.
And since we're on the subject, Tyler Perry has Diary of. It's not Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Which movie is it? It's
tell me about it.
The one with Jill Scott.
Oh, that is Why Did I Get Married?
Why Did I Get Married? And she has the girl, and you know when in the scene, it's like she writes out the good things. And she writes out the bad things.
Oh, that was Tyler Perry's wife.
Right, and the good things just it's
so many. She flipped that paper over and she was just crying and just like
so many good things.
All these pros.
But I think that's a lie, because sometimes like she was
the ain't shit character.
True, that's true. That she was. But sometimes we in these situations, there's men and women. We try to
pros
and like
highlight the pros, and then you kind of go blind to the cons. And it's like just because the cons, you only have 5 cons and 20 pros, does not mean those 5
don't equal more than those 20.
Heavier than those 20. Because one con could be he doesn't respect me or think I have a future.
Right, so like
that's a big con.
Because I think the key word we got to think about when we look at this situation is outweighs, not the quantity, but which side weighs more.
Heaviest, right? Because
cook, clean, great.
You text me back on a consistent basis, and you got a good job, does not outweigh the fact that you don't know Jesus. Like, like that's not enough for me.
What?
Like that's why people have deal breakers, but it's like people go blind to their deal breakers sometimes.
They do. You
gotta be hard on your. You gotta be. I always consider this like. I don't want to say men are like children. People are like children in a sense. I'd say men because sometimes they are. But from a woman's perspective, it can be the same thing if you would do. Men or people in general are going to test you and see how much they can get away with. Just like a child. They are going to test you and see what is this person stern on. If they tell me I can't have no candy today, but they end up giving me candy after I beg and beg and beg, and they end up giving it to me later, I already know that whenever this person tells me no, all I have to do is do X to get Y. Mm-hmm. So it's like people will do the same thing to you. You could say, I don't accept cheating. I never, like, that is a hard no for me. If you cheat on me, that's it. I'm never talking to you again. And they find out you cheated, and they like, I hate you, but I really think we have something special, and I just want to work on it. Then I'm like, okay, cool, bet. So I know that if I happen to slip up again, then, I say some things, she'll get over it, or he'll get over it. And it's like, you gotta be hard on your no's. A no has to be a firm no, because you give a nigga an inch and they will take 3 miles every time. They gonna test and see, okay, I can't get away with this, but I can get away with that.
And either you gotta put your foot down, or you just gotta cut it off. Like
leave. Be like, look, this is what it is. If this is gonna be an issue, then let me know now. And if you say it's not, okay, cool. You work on it, okay, cool. But if you continue to do the same things that I said is an issue, then you gotta go.
True. And I'll say this to go back to cheat for a second to my fellas. don't think you too high and mighty to be cheated on.
Oh, never think.
Because
never think.
These women out here cheating.
Never think.
Like, it's crazy.
Never
Like,
think that
I know.
You too cute, you too fine, you got too much money, you got a good job, you educated. Don't you ever think
because like
that you can't be cheated on.
She might stick around, but best believe she might be getting her on the low. And then the thing about women,
is emotionally checked out.
Women can throw cheating in your face, and you're not even smart enough to see it. Like, I know a guy and a girl. They're still in a relationship. I'm not gonna mention their names. They might listen to the podcast. But I mean, he has this aura about him.
Like, she would never cheat on me.
She would never cheat on me. But meanwhile, she was taking your car to side niggas' houses. But I'm just saying, like,
it's impossible.
You have
never
to be,
put nothing past.
Like,
nobody.
My thing is this. Think about this, fellas. I'm gonna give y'all this. It's not so many. Like, how I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this. It's not just a coincidence all the time. Like, it's not a coincidence her friends don't know where she is. It's not a coincidence she not answering her phone.
Trying to tell on somebody.
Like, I'm just saying, like, some people like let coincidence. Like, if this one had one time, okay.
Because a lot of men
put
trust in women to think, oh, she would never do this. Like, my girl's solid, she a good girl, she would never do this to me.
And she.
Oh, but she would.
Saying that's how Lawrence felt.
I don't want to say he should have known, but he should have been on his stuff.
Let's take a quick break. That was some deep stuff in that blog. We gonna let y'all marinate on that for a quick second.
I need to marinate.
And we gonna hop right back in and talk about insecure and power. We'll be right. What's up, y'all? This is Myron. That's Cash on her phone. That is the end of this episode of the podcast. Now, it's not the entire podcast because we still have to talk about power and insecure. But what you can do is you can subscribe to this channel. And also, go listen to the rest of the podcast on SoundCloud. And, share with a friend.
Or 5.
Or 17. I don't know why I said 17. Did you see that picture of that dude from 17 again? He still look the same?
Oh, Gene Donovan?
Yeah.
I retweeted it. You probably saw it because
probably saw it because you look the same. But anyway, that's another subject for another day. Check out the rest of the podcast on SoundCloud.
And iTunes.
All that. Get in.